semis as well. They'll take on Australia. This is where we're at for the 5th place semi-finals. Those are the beaten quarter-finalists. Canada, Russia, Spain, France. Those matches will be tomorrow, as will these ones. These are the big games. This is where they earn their paychecks, these women. First, though, we've got to decide some of the other places. Of course, points still on offer for these teams. Papua New Guinea and China, their last match of the competition, as we build also towards the Challenge Trophy to come after this one. That will be between Fiji and England. Here are the teams looking for one last big push from PNG and China, trying to get their first win. Debbie Kaori for PNG is their experience, but they've shown an ability to really break out, and they've got plenty of pace. Gemma Schnobelt is one who has been impressive. I'm Ricky Swanell, with me Tiana Penatani, and this is the end of a long competition for these teams. And how do they find their way to push themselves through for one more?
Well, I guess, Ricky, you've got to look at the bigger picture for PNG, especially being the invitational team in this tournament. They will then look to wanting to become part of that core 12 like China have after an impressive performance last year in Hong Kong, qualifying for the 2019 season. So it is a bigger picture thing, and the more experience they can get against the best in the world and at this elite level, the better they will benefit from.
And there's nothing quite like playing in front of a raucous crowd like this, of all sorts of shapes, sizes, colours and costumes. There's China. 11th they were in Glendale in their first tournament. They actually won the Challenge Trophy in fascinating circumstances, winning in extra time over Spain to finish 9th in Dubai, sitting 10th overall. But wouldn't this team, PNG, love a little scalp of a World Series team? Madeline puts the referee from Australia. Communication's going to be key. It's loud out there. China set to kick off in the playoff for 11th against Papua New Guinea. Driving the kick down long. It's a good one, but it's nicely taken down. Lovely watched into the hands by Cassandra Sampson. And PNG, they've shown this ability to want to spread and spread quickly, and that's exactly what they do, trying to get it out wide to their speedsters, and they've got plenty, and they'll get a penalty. Just the start PNG would have wanted was Kinley Rapila, the skipper, who took it up and earned the penalty.
And it was this style of attack that they tried to use against England this morning, but in the wet. The ball's now dry, the field's dry, so they can really start to spread the ball wide and use their attacking patterns.
Big ball across the face, nicely taken in, and now with some room to move, just shepherding across field, and China's defence is coming in hard. Lavai, the wee halfback, number 6, you can see her there, just tiny dot of a thing in comparison to some of these other women, but she's tough as nails. Good ball retention here from PNG, and another penalty. Just creeping up a little high on the tackle was Yu Li Ping. Gemma Schnobelt really quick. That one might have got a wee bit high as well, but referee quick says, oh, play on. And now running down the tram lines, Sandra Sampson staying in field well. They've made a good 50-odd metres here, and now Kaore, as the Chinese defence comes across and grab her from behind. Yan Mei Ling, the captain, and just didn't have the support. Kaore. So China have had to defend. Now they get a chance with ball in hand. It's one of the danger women, Chen Koyi. She's tough and rough and fast. Taken into ground, 5 metres over into PNG territory. PNG's line is stretched as players get back into defence. See if China can make the most of it. Gao Yueying. Big hit from Schnobelt. Trying to use this blind again. They want to get number 7 there, Chen Koyi, into the action as much as possible. Ball up over the top. Gao Yueying. Yu Li Ping trying to get the hand off. Another penalty here. PNG never got back. And they're not back again either. Trying to catch them off guard. Here's Go Yao Yao. She's got 1 try in the tournament this weekend, and that against Australia. It's crisp passing of the Chinese team. Kicking ahead for herself. Chen Kuo-yi, there's nobody back there. Who's gone backwards? No, there was a knock on. She might have done well to tow it ahead instead.
Yeah, that would have been the right option to put it on the foot again. Chen Kuo-yi, she's got the pace to back herself, but an unlucky knock on there.
Let's go set up, girls.
Wu Xuan is China's head coach.
Crouch. Can you hear me? Crouch. Bind. Set.
PNG trying to create, busting out her tackle is Kimberly Rapela, and now breaking away Sampson, trying to find a player on the inside. Ball goes to ground, and it's Yan Mei Ling, the Chinese captain, who scoops it up. Ball was thrown forward. That must have been a China hand in there somewhere.
Forward there. Scrum red.
Not too sure. It doesn't look like a Chinese player got a hand on the ball, but a bit touch and go there with that decision.
They might have wanted the advantage, China. So far, both of these defences holding pretty firm. Game being played between the 22, scrambling well. Yan Mei Ling feeds and feeds quickly, trying to create something down the short side. Goes herself, China's skipper, with the support of Gu Yao Yao. Young Min clears across, big ball out from Gao Yuoying. And here's Chen Kuo-yi on the other side now, ranging wide, slicing through the gap. Chen Kuo-yi, there's a glimpse of just why she is impressing in their first full year on the World Series.
Chen Kuo-yi, she's so dangerous when she takes on the defensive line. 3 line breaks yesterday in the pool games. But the crisp right to left passing, ball out in front, 2-handed carry there from Kuo-yi, throws a dummy to the edge, and knows that she's beaten her centre player in defence and just completely backs her own pace. Such a threat in this Chinese side.
She's such a big, strong athlete as well. Is their absolute game breaker. Chen Kuo-yi conversion is good. 7 points to 0. China score first. Restart is not going to go 10 metres, but it's hit a PNG body on the way through. So it'll be China ball as the gong goes in the background. The 30-second gong.
Super lucky there. I'm not too sure why the PNG player tried to touch it. Should have just left it to go out.
What it does give is China more good territory to work with. And some excellent line-out ball too. Looking really sharp, China, in this final game of the day or of the weekend for them. Lu Xiaoqin, she's another danger woman on the outside. Got 3 tries this weekend already. She was well looked after on that occasion by the Papua New Guinea defence. Running it up through the middle. Yu Li Ping spies a little hole, backs herself to take it, and Yu Li Ping will grab China's second.
So impressive there from Yu Li Ping, her first try this weekend. Just showed us a little bit of footwork through the middle there. Again with a 2-handed carry, good ball skills, and bounces off the right foot. Gets Papua New Guinea on the back foot. And she'll have the last say before half-time.
These Chinese players spent a month out down under. They brought a big development squad to New Zealand last week to play in the Fast 4 games across that time. So great development for them to continue on in the second half of the season, their first full year on the tour. Longer this time with the kickoff, no mistake. It bobbles away from the PNG attack, and here goes Lavai. Ugly bounce of the ball there for PNG, but picked up nicely in the end by Rapela. She's been prominent, the skipper. Flat ball, looking for a runner. Lavai is there, ball goes to ground. And that will probably be the final act of the first half as referee says it's time for a break, and China go into that with a 2-try lead, 14 points to 0.
And they haven't come off, and we've given them the ball back. First 3 or 4 minutes we were playing all the rugby. We had them under pressure. Then we made a big break, go in there and support, holding on. We have to pick up on that quickly. Okay, we could have scored first. Okay, support play is imperative. Next thing, just patience. We don't have to rush things, so hold on to the ball, set it, we go again. Okay, we're a lot more direct now, but keep the ball, no offloads. We're lucky to get away with that one around 22. Okay, give me a minute, I'll start using my bench, keep the ball.
Paul Titchens, the coach of PNG, in his first few months with them, he spends about 1 or 2 weeks every month. My goodness, hang on, I'm losing my train of thought here. It's not often I'm lost for words, T, so I'm going to throw it over to you after that. Wow, quick.
Yeah, interesting scenes here at Spotless Stadium on day 2, but yeah, you touched on it. Paul Titchens really placing emphasis on staying patient with the ball and just getting rid of those offloads. They're obviously not paying off, and they're not perfecting being in the right position at the same time. So they just want to, you know, work their way up the field, stay patient. They were playing football in the first 3 minutes of the game, so the ball retention really being with the most emphasis being placed on ball retention in this second half.
Lavai strikes it long, deep down into the Chinese 22, back towards the goal line as it bounces around. Eventually, Liu Xiaoxin takes it, and she might take them on, might fancy them to create a bit of an overlap from their own goal line here, and that is exactly what China have done with a surging run by Young Min up over halfway. They've peeled off 50-odd metres. They have China to go quickly. The woman who started it all from the kickoff, Liu Xiaoqin. Yan Mei-ling, the captain, so vital to them. Yu Li-ping, and there is the skipper again in support, but ball marginally forward. First time as head coach on the World Series for Hu Xuan on the left.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Taiva Lavai
Stand up.
leading the scrum.
Let's just take the weight, eh? Kick your feet. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Ball heaved out the back by the little halfback. Doesn't get it back. China have pinched this. Locked in over the ball was Yu Li-ping. Good job on the turnover, and China looked to counter quickly. Elusive Wang Yoyu. She's been tough to put down all weekend, regardless of opposition. Crisp passing, leg stretch. Yu Li-ping looking for the player coming in on the angle, and who is it? Of course it is Chen Kuo-yi. The star of the Chinese team grabs her second.
Once again, so nicely done by this Chinese outfit. Off the back of a scrum, crisp passing. And then head down to the try line, realises she's got 2 defenders marking her, and she can obviously hear some chat coming from Kuo-yi, who's steaming on the switch line. And they link up, and Chen Kuo-yi bags a double.
No one stopping her from there on that angle. look to convert her own try, and does so. So China stretch ahead. 3 tries to the good now, 21 points to 0. Wang Yuyu, who's been really good for China. The glimpses we've seen of her so far. Made her debut in Dubai, but looks painful, uncomfortable. Kickoff is pinpoint, batted down by Run Hong Ting. She's a nice tall target for China out there. Here's Run Hong Ting switching the point of attack. Guo Yao Yao still going, trying to link up on the outside, and finds Young Min. Got a player on her right, can't find her though, and ball spilled forward. And now it might break here for Cassandra Sampson. Advantage is over. She's got some support. Good heavy tackle, but Sampson there again. Showed some great ability, Cassandra Sampson, the 29-year-old. Oh, lovely flick ball it was from Schnobel, the touch background. You can see those skills to the fore as she spins her way out of one tackle and now lays it back for her team. Lavai will clear. PNG loves something out of this, and it just breaks down. Eyes off the ball, a bit tired. Debbie Kaore frustrated.
5 and 8 for red and white 2.
Yeah, this was the first phase of play that we'd seen PNG with the ball in hand, and obviously listening to the instructions of Paul Titchens, not forcing those offloads, taking the ball to ground, quick recycle, and a little slip up there from Kaore.
Let's go. Time on.
Not happy about that one.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Scrum feed comes from Youngshu. Early into the hands of Chen Kuoyi as she looking for a third hat-trick for the Chinese player. Ran Hong Ting. All on the wraparound, and a nice little half-volley pick-up by Yu Li Ping.
High.
Ran Hong Ting wants to get on with things. Wang Shu. And now Chen Ming, and then busting through. Guo Yao Yao, little slip ball into the hands of Yang Shu. Good cover defence from PNG. And they get a penalty. No, the other way, excuse me, and it'll be an easy try for China in the end. Chen Ming finishes the job.
It's foot on the throttle right now for China. And it comes off the back of 2 errors. Ill discipline here from PNG out of desperation. We're just busting through tackles there. And then obviously speeding up the play. Quick tap and go. Great vision there from Chen Ming.
Well, this has been quite clinical from China, hasn't it? Last game of the day, and just putting PNG on notice that it takes a bit to qualify for this World Series. You've got to front up game after game. China now. They're going to get some ball back here as it's knocked on from the restart of Papua New Guinea.
Disappointment on the face of Cassandra Sampson there. But lots of pressure from China chasing the restart, forcing that error.
Bind.
Okay.
Set. Let's go, take the weight. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Young Zhu scooting down the blind side. There was nobody there. Heavy contact in the end. It's gone too high though. So again, the penalties mounting against Papua New Guinea. Run Hong Ting. Ball's gone through the breadbasket, but scooped up eventually by Chen Ming. Run Hong Ting. Yu Li Ping. Just again slipping up slightly there from Papua New Guinea, but brushing off the tackle that time, Yu Li Ping. Looking to create some space for Chen Ming. And now Chen Koyi on the left. She is absolutely everywhere at the moment. The swerve. And Chen Koyi does get a hat-trick.
Right on the buzzer there, Chen Koyi. She sure knows how to find the try line. 4 tries in total for her this weekend, but an honest reflection of the kind of work rate from this woman. Catches the ball on the fly and the footwork off the left foot. Terrific stuff to close this game out for China.
Lovely balanced runner. Deserving of 3 tries. Chen Koyi. China finishing off their tournament, their weekend in Sydney in strong style. And they take a comprehensive win, 31 points to 0 over Papua New Guinea. Let's get straight down sideline for some reaction with Nat Yanitas.
Yeah, I've got the PNG coach, Paul Tidgens, down here. Paul, obviously not the way you wanted to finish up here in Sydney, but plenty of positives to take away from this tournament from what has been pretty positive.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really challenging and tough weekend for us. We played, you know, England twice, New Zealand and France in our first 4 games, so you know, you're not going to get much tougher than that. Probably the top 5 teams in the world, you may say, and then obviously playing against China, who are the new core side on the circuit. So definitely some great learnings for our girls and a good experience for some of them who are debuting this weekend, and some, like I said, some great learnings moving into Hong Kong, the World Series qualifiers in April.
How about you personally? You've made your World Series debut as a coach. How did you find the experience?
Yeah, I mean, I loved every minute of it. I was pretty nervous coming into the tournament, being at a new level. Prior to that, I'd coached at a provincial level, and being with Samoa, I was the S&C last year. So at a coaching level, it was definitely challenging, but loved every minute of it, and learning and enjoying the experience as we go. So yeah, loving it.
And of course, coaching is in your blood. Sevens is in your blood. Your dad's coaching Samoa. Do you hit him up for any tips, or do you just, you know, tell him to back off? This is your space now.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a lot from him over the years, and obviously working under him for Samoa last year, and definitely ask him for advice along the way. But I also like to do things my way, and I guess pick up different bits how I see them. So definitely he's a great mentor for me, but like I said, I like to make my own name as well.
Certainly. Well, it's great to have you on the World Sevens Tour, and it's great to have PNG here in Sydney this weekend. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much. Awesome. Cheers.
Fans are partying. Last words from Paul Tidgens, of course. He's the son of Sir Gordon from the Bay of Plenty region. Good hometown, good high school. And oh, look, can you make a wish if you rub the belly? That's always my question. Might go and find out as we head into the next match and the Challenge Trophy final with Danielle Waterman and Simon Ward.
Good luck getting the stone out of that one. Well, here we go, the final game on day 2 for the women's tournament, a Challenge Trophy final. We've already had England against Fiji in the men's tournament. Now it's about who's going to lift the first silverware of the weekend. There's the 2 lineups. Celia Kwanzaa getting the start in the absence of Claire Allen. And for Fiji, well, Merawai Thumu is given the start by Bull Fully for the Fijiana. Alongside me, Nolly Waterman. Psychologically, how important is it for either of these sides to take some silverware back and just feel a little bit of feel good to end this tournament?
I don't think they'll be looking at the silverware. I think in this part of the tournament, you're disappointed. So the coaches are going to be looking at the psychological strength of their players, and they'll be looking at their own performance. They'll want to finish this on a high. They'll want to make a statement in how they want to play. And both teams had a mixed bag on day 1 and actually really raised their game this morning in their fixtures. So I think this is going to be a pretty fast and furious competition. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top.
New Zealander Lauren Jenner is going to be in charge of this. Yeah, England started this morning in good style. 8 tries against PNG. Fiji with a tighter game against China, coming through that one 12 points to 0. Aitchison with the restart. Fiji, we saw very, very proactive with their defensive work. It was an impressive outing for them this morning against China. Now looking to get their attack into gear early on. Oh, the handling just letting Sokowasa down there. Akanisi Sokowasa, just 19 years of age, come through the under-19 competition that's providing a lot of young talent now for the upper echelons of the sevens game in Fiji. Aitchison in and scrum half. There's captain Abby Brown, Deborah Fleming. Fleming walking into a Fijian cul-de-sac there, but the ball's still just about there. Contact area, a bit of a mess. Meg Jones comes in to move it away from that danger area. Aitchison threatening, the knockdown is there. Could be a yellow card. Risk and reward not paying off there for Fiji. They're going to be down to 6 as Miriwai Thumu hits the bin. Jones. Matthews, the conduit, out to Celia Kwanzaa, but the pass has gone forward.
England unlucky there with a forward pass. It's definitely not the start that Fiji wanted, with a basic handling error and then losing a player to the bin. England need to make sure that they capitalise whilst Fiji have only got 6 on the field.
Yeah, Fiji, as I mentioned, not renowned for their defensive work, but really worked so hard on their line speed in that game against China. They're going to have to produce that again at some point through the course of this one for sure. Tough pickup for Sokowasa, but she does well. Roko Uno. Fiji just getting tucked in the corner there. Rongitha trying to drive through the defenders. Roko Uno taken down by Brown. England's defensive line well organised. Fiji trying to bust a hole there. Oh, half break from Savu. Savu going through. Rongitha, though, can't pick up that offload. Not a sympathetic pass, and the move comes to naught.
It looks like there's some tired bodies out there at the moment, Simon. Fiji do like to play the ball. They do like to throw it around like their male counterparts, but just some basic errors that you would expect that a little bit higher level from this World Series side.
So the defensive pressure has provided England with this opportunity. Aitchison, Rowland to the captain. Brown comes round to take the return ball. Deborah Fleming with no way through. Megan Jones. What a lift she's given to this England side on her return from injury. Kwanzaa with the little offload, does well to keep it in play. Aitchison swerving, slowing in the 22. Pass not particularly accurate, but Fleming's going to make the most of it. And Deborah Fleming gets the first try of this Challenge Trophy final.
England with a Fiji-style try themselves, offloads, picking the ball up off their feet. Some real skills. Holly Aitchison takes it from one side of the field to the other. And there's that bounce of the ball that sits up nicely for Fleming. Really good stuff.
Yeah, Deborah Fleming, having crossed over from athletics at 21, adds a different dynamic. I suppose we've seen a similar now from Celia Kwanzaa as well, but she is a great finisher, given the opportunity to show her running stride. Kick doesn't find the target, but that's the start that Fleming and England will have wanted. And you can see her on the bottom of that illustrious list. So Fiji looking to find a response to that earlier score, helped by that overload from Aitchison, taking the wrong club out the bag.
Holly Aitchison's restarts have been a bit of a mixed bag this weekend. I think it shows she has got the ability to put it on a button, but it's slightly inconsistent. And
what numbers for White, sorry?
if you put it off the field like that, it's just a great attacking opportunity for the opposition. So she'll be disappointed with that one.
Amy Wilson-Hardy on to replace Megan Jones before the break. Fiji back to 7.
Time on.
Anna Maria Rongitha, the birthday girl, looking for something a little bit special to celebrate. Naimasi, Anna Maria Naimasi, good offload, and there's the response that Fiji were after. Tokasa Seniasi finishing things off, but the architect was definitely Anna Maria Naimasi.
Really good line break, but support play from Seniasi there to do the easy yards. England seem to lose their defensive shape, and Deborah Fleming is giving too much here. She's given the outside. And that's probably one of the more simple offloads you'll see from this Fiji team.
A good finish, a good construction from the Fijiana. Again, the conversion doesn't find the spot, so it's all tied up on the scoreboard. So, final minute of this first half. Who's going to have the final say before the half-time huddles? Amy Wilson-Hardy, such an experienced operator, of course, back in the sevens mix. Brown. Fleming staying strong. High shot is giving England the advantage if they need it. The advantage is now gone. Little inside pass from Aitchison, but losing her geography slightly and the ball going forward.
You can see what Holly Aitchison wanted to do there. I think she just over-rotated for that offload.
Ladies, please keep the tempers down.
Impressive playmaker, Holly Aitchison. Good rugby stop. Her father Ian was a former England Saxon. And now beginning to find her feet in the sevens game.
Sit.
Final play of this first half. Rongitha. The little show, the little go, but not quite gone is Seniasi. Holding on, and Rowland looks to make something of an unexpected chance to attack. Aitchison through one tackle, gets the offload in to Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa just touching the whitewash. And that will surely be at half-time.
Line to sit, ladies. Line to sit. Let's have.
Yeah, indeed, half-time is called. Nothing between these two teams. Plenty to play for in the second half. Half-time, it's England 5, Fiji 5.
On the inside for the offload. Okay, so 2s, 3s, even if it's 4, you've got to defend the ball, stay alive for that offload on the inside. Happy with that? On attack, we need more momentum. Our hit-on's got to be better. It's slow, it's slow, it's slow. Let's speed it up, let's energise that. Yeah. Let's also have a look at some split fields. Be really direct, yeah, out, carry through the middle, direct.
So both coaches giving their messages to their charges. James Bailey in particular looking to change things up a bit inside pot ball. Well, if ever a song was more inopportune to sing, it has to be this one. Crowd like it.
Although James Bailey was talking about energy, and potentially we might want a more upbeat song ready to rock this second half.
I thought you were going to say this is another one on your playlist.
It might feature.
Suits you, sir. Sartorial, elegant Sydney style. So adjustments made from the benches for the starting sevens. Seniasi sends it downtown. Wilson Hardy. England keen to get Fleming on the ball as quickly as possible and with space to operate. That's great work. I think, is that Rongeitha? Yes, it is. What a great jackling position she got into.
Unbelievable speed off the floor from that tackle. I mean, she's not very tall, but that took some whip to make it and get that turnover.
So her team trying to make something of her efforts. Just taking a look before they offload. Good tackle coming in from Alex Matthews, and here comes Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa takes the outside track. Good leg drive, but swamped by Fijian defenders. Rongeitha wants to make things happen and happen quickly. Savu trying to get the ball back to her. They've got numbers out to the right. Here it goes. It's Thumu. Thumu with a little offload. Sokewasa rightly puts the ball down. Tracked back by Roland, but the strength is there for the finish from Lavinia Tinai, and Fiji force themselves in front.
Really great support play from all of the Fijians there, but Rongeitha, 2 turnovers in the space of about 30 seconds, punished England and gave Fiji the attacking opportunity to spread it wide. Some good scramble defence from Matthews and Roland.
But really, that was about the spark plug that is Anna Maria Rongeitha. She seemed to get everything moving just a little bit quicker on through those phases.
Yeah, just punishing England with not getting to the ball carrier quick enough and then shifting it into the space. When you get a turnover, you've got to punish the defenders, you've got to make them work, and that's what Fiji just did.
So it's just going to be a 5-point buffer for the Fijiana. Fiji have possession of the ball once again. Seniasi in that pivot role more often than not, particularly in this second half. Lovely little offload out the back door. Sokewasa, though, loses the ball in the contact, and it's Matthews who picks up the scraps. Just waiting for the call from the officials. Aitchison. England spreading out now, looking for that distance on the left-handed passes as Abby Burton, impact player off the bench, the former Gloucester Hartbury player. Not quite working out there for Anna Uren. Oh, getting the call for the high tackle from referee Jenner. So England get a chance to work an attacking play from inside the Fiji half.
For me at the moment, England's attack is a little bit laboured. They're just shifting the ball along the line. There's not too much change of direction, not really anything challenging that connected Fijian defence. And, you know, they would have just gone into touch had it not been for the high tackle given the penalty.
Just need to find the geometry of their attack to test the Fijian defence. There's the burst from Matthews, Alex Matthews. We saw her go from distance yesterday. It's a little bit closer today, but that is a big score for Alex Matthews of England.
That's what you want from your power players. Running a really nice cut from Holly Aitchison. First of all, the dummy, then Matthews at pace. She is a machine and a steam train to stop. Really nice score.
There's the conversion, and it's an important conversion because it forces England's noses in front. 2.5 minutes left.
What's interesting is we heard James Bailey talk about playing through the middle at half-time. That's the first time the girls have done it this half, and they get 5 points, or 7 points. It'd be good if they do it again.
And that's what you were talking about, the challenge, the thrust that would just pull Fiji out of position and maybe make the holes, and that's exactly what we saw there. So Fiji going from deep. Always trying to get that power play through the tackler. There's the little offload. Manassi and Seniasi. Uno comes around the corner to take the ball back. And here comes Lavinia Tinai again. Tinai going for glory. Tracked back by Emma Uren. Determined work from the youngster there. Fiji still in possession. Rongitha comes round to make the extra play up. And it goes to Savu. Savu finds the way home. Asimati Savu takes the lead back for the Fijiana.
Brilliant work rate off the ball from the Fijiana ladies. You saw a couple of wraps on one edge, and then you saw the wrap play on the second, which creates the extra attacking option for Fiji. Aitchison bites in, and then it's a dash to the line to beat Wilson Hardy.
And again, Rongitha is the conduit. Rongitha is the one who managed that in many ways to provide that link that we just see there.
It's really clever play, but this is lung-busting stuff. She is a fit player.
Well, this is the difference that Bull Foley, the new head coach, tried to make, bringing back some of the well-known names that didn't play in the early tournaments in this series, half a dozen of them, of which Anamaru Rongitha is one, because he knows that the experience and the skills that they possess. Wilson Hardy. Abby Burton not finding any way through there. Burton, who began her rugby tutelage under the voice and guidance of Susie Appleby, a well-known England Sevens exponent. Now the head coach down there in the West Country in England. No way through there for Lizzie Adam. Another of the handful of debutants that James Bailey has put into the melting pot so far this season. Megan Jones. No way through. Brown shuttles the ball on. Wilson Hardy. England's attack just stalling on their own 10-metre line. Now they move the ball wide. Aitchison. Out it goes to Emma Uren. The stop, the start, the go again. Doesn't really want the contact because normally there's only one winner when you're playing Fijiana. Determined work for Uren. She's done well there to get to ground at least. England able to move the ball away. Megan Jones takes another look. The little netball pass over the top. The ball is booted away. The clock has gone red. The stadium goes white. Fiji have beaten England. Once again, the men did it before. The women now have replicated that. The Fiji fans in delirium in the stands. It's Fiji, 15-12 victors. So England disappointed to finish 10th. They've reached the Challenge Trophy final in each of their past 2 visits. They lost to Brazil in 2017 and beat Fijiana last year. But it's the Fiji team that will be taking the Challenge Trophy home in their hand luggage this time. Yeah, the stands already bouncing with that victory for their women's team. The 9th finish, the best that they've done so far this season. 10th in Glendale, 11th in Dubai before Christmas. Their aim is top 8, but that at least is progress for the coach, Sayasi Fuli. Right, let's get some reaction from pitchside. Nat Ioannidis talking now to one of the Fijian players. Off you go, Nat.
Yeah, I've got Lavinia Tenai down here. She's still trying to catch her breath, though, after what was a fantastic trophy final. You must be so proud of how the girls defended in those last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I'm so proud of them because it took us nearly 3 months to get this team together this way. And thanks for the effort that's been given this last game.
How impressed have you been with the development of the side over the 3 legs of the World Series so far?
We've been having a few of our young players and some of the old ones, so it's a good mixture and a good outing to Japan. Yeah.
Who's impressed you the most so far?
The young one, Eggie. Yeah, I'm so proud of her. First in man, scored, I think 1 try. Yeah.
What does it mean to win the Challenge Trophy final here in Sydney?
We didn't get a chance to win the cup cutters, but to make it and to win the trophy, it's just a big comeback for us.
And just quickly, the crowd support here in Sydney must be like you're playing at home.
Yeah, it's pretty like we're in a stadium at Suva and Loanga. Well, anyways, thanks for the support.
Congratulations, go enjoy the win.
Thanks.
Yeah, a special moment for Lavinia Tenai. Missed the Rugby World Cup in San Francisco and making her first appearance of the season, so good to see her back on the park. So the presentation party consisting of Cassandra Hitos, the head of sponsorship and events at HSBC Australia, Mr. Brett Robinson, the World Rugby Council and Exco member, and Raylene Castle on the right there, the chief executive of Rugby Australia.
Trophy final saw Fiji defeat England 15-12. I'd now like to invite Fiji forward to receive their trophy.
So Rusila Nangasao, the captain at the back, as her team step forward to receive the appreciation of the presentation party.
I'll call upon Cassandra Hitos to present the 2019 HSBC Sydney Sevens Challenge Trophy to Rusila Nangasao, captain of Fiji.
So the winners of the HSBC Sydney Sevens 2019 Challenge Trophy are Fiji.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for Fiji?
So a bit of feel-good back in the Fijiana ranks. Always good to see. Finishing this weekend with a victory. And they'll be looking to build on that through the course of the next months before they get to Kitakyushu in April. And so there's the draw for first thing tomorrow morning. New Zealand up against the USA, and Ireland first footing into the Cup semi-finals up against the hosts Australia. Fifth place semi-final between Canada and Russia, and Spain will play France to play the winners of that semi-final. All to play for then tomorrow morning, early doors, early night sleep for all the teams as they get ready for day 3 of the 2019 HSBC Sydney Sevens. So, some good rugby on offer from the women. More to come tomorrow, more for the fans. They've come out in their numbers today, enjoying the rugby fair on offer from both men's and women's. Fiji leaving with a smile on their face.
Stepping inside, Emma, you're in. Eddie Burton slips a nice ball to Roland. And Lizzie wants another one for England.
Good tackle, but suddenly the break is there.
And the ball inside for Tui. How do you even defend that? Landry goes herself. The support play of New Zealand is just outdoing some outstanding Canadian defence.
Getting past Farvesi, hammered over, opens the scoring.
Ray Madias had 3 Russians on her and her legs were still pumping, got her hands free, offload, a nice finish.